Is life just a never-ending cycle? Because it's always the same thing of just waking up, coming home, getting high on weed alone in your room, then going to bed, wishing you were dead, and then waking up to do the whole thing all over again. And for some reason, everyone around you, your friends, your coworkers, your family, your classmates, they all seem fine. Why is your life so agonizing? Why does it never end? Why does it never seem to get better? And how do you fix that, even if you aren't capable of doing anything else other than rot, basically? I'm not gonna gaslight you into thinking it's all in your head. Life is agonizing because you're broke, you're ugly, you have shit skin, an ugly voice, and a shit physique. You're not fine the way you are. We both know that because you actively hate the way you look, hate the way you sound, and you wish you could just shut up and be forgotten, basically. You don't like your image. And because you don't like your image, life becomes agonizing. You have to deal with going to work at 6 a.m. all because you're not rich. You have to deal with flashbangs every time you look in the mirror because you're not attractive. You have to deal with your parents shouting at you because you're not rich and you can't leave. You have to deal with stress because you're not productive. It's not life that's agonizing. It's you and your ugliness and your brokenness that makes life unbearable. You're going about your life with all of these debuffs that are making your life hard. If you didn't have those debuffs, you would actually love your life. If you had clear skin, you wouldn't be picking at it. If you had a good physique, you wouldn't be insecure about wearing short sleeve shirts. If you had fuck you money, you would not be suffering working a dead-end job. If you had good hair, you wouldn't constantly be shuffling your hair trying to make it look good. Life will literally be on easy mode if you didn't have those debuffs. If you weren't ugly, if you weren't broke, if you weren't unproductive, like if you were locked in on health, on money, on career, on productivity, your life will literally be easy. It wouldn't be agonizing. Just like my clients who after 2 weeks of working with me eradicated those debuffs and now they literally love life. And you aren't at a point where you're rich, where you're productive, where you're attractive, which is why life never gets better. You're still going about life with all of these debuffs, which is why it never gets better, even though people say it gets better. It doesn't, and this is why. Now you can cry and say like, oh, I wasn't magically born with all of life's blessings, but it was you who gave yourself these debuffs. It was you who continues to binge eat. It's you who continues to smoke weed alone in your room after work where you want to kill yourself. It's you who gets drunk on alcohol. It's you who binge watches YouTube shorts for like 16 hours a day. It's you who goons to hentai for the past 7 years. It was you who gave yourself these debuffs. But that also means it's you who can get yourself out. If you get the looks, the money, the physique, your life will become easy. Same way you made your life attain all of these debuffs, basically. Now, if you can't pick yourself up and lock in towards achieving those things, maybe you're tired or you have no energy or you can't do anything other than rot in bed, here's how to deal with that. At the end of your rut, where you feel like shit, where you pulled an all-nighter, where you relapse 7 times in a row, normally you cry, then debate suicide and maybe even cut yourself if it's for the 100th time you're doing this and you have work in 4 hours, and then you go to sleep, trying to end your suffering with the free trial of death. Instead of that, when you feel like you want to kill yourself, use all of your suicidal emotions to do the actions that will achieve those things that will make your life easy. The looks, the money, the clear skin, the health. Use your suicidal feelings, use your hatred for yourself to do a little workout, to do your skincare, to actually wash your face with actual care, not just rubbing it for the sake of doing skincare. Actually do it with care. Go on local and make a free e-commerce website and then make a product. Do all of your missing schoolwork. Do the project that you have to do for work. Emotion is literally energy in motion. So if you take all of that suicidal emotion, all that hatred you feel for yourself, and you use it to do the actions required to get those ideal dream-like things into your life, you will break the cycle of living in agony. The depressive cycle of waking up, going to work, getting high, going to sleep, wishing you were dead, will end if you take all of that self-hatred for yourself, for your life, and you put it into locking in. Now, it's not, I hope life gets better. It's, my life will get better because I'm working towards that. And then from there, after you used all of the emotion to start locking in, go throughout life thinking, I just have to do 1 second of what I started in order to not fail. Because you always think you have to do some big achievement in order to like yourself. You have to get rich now. You have to get clear skin now. You have to get a good physique in 3 weeks. But when you think that way, it's almost like you're forcing yourself to lock in. How different is that from forcing yourself to go to work that makes you want to kill yourself? Instead, just do 1 second of each thing and then continue them for the sake of fun, for the sake of why not more. That way, it's the thing you look forward to, not alcohol, not Nick, not bad rotting. You tell yourself it's just 1 second. You go and click like 3 buttons on your computer, and then instead of ending your day right there, you YOLO and do 30 minutes. Now you're on track to eradicating those debuffs and getting those things that will make your life fun. But it will only work if you take action. Your life's agonizing, repetitive cycle will only end if you get up right now and do the task that will eradicate your debuffs, your ugliness, your brokenness, and instead will get you to where your life is easy. So to make this video actually valuable to you, I want you to get up, use all of that suicidal hatred you've been building when you're scrolling on YouTube for the past 3 hours, and use it to do 3 sets of push-ups in complete silence. Rethink your life's choices and break the cycle of failure, relapsing, hating yourself, wanting to kill yourself right here, right now. The reason you were able to watch this video to the end is because you hate your life, you hate everything, it hurts you, and you want it to end. Here is your chance. This is gonna take time. This will take trial and error, which at your state might not even be an option. If life doesn't get better for you fast, you might end it entirely. So I can get you to that ideal point where you are productive, where you are attractive, where you are rich, all in 2 weeks. If you want that, if you think your life will genuinely end if it doesn't get better anytime soon, DM me on Discord and I can get you to that ideal point.